You cannot let a whole people perish just because a few organizations want to continue to exist. Germans, my dear comrades, both men and women, my diligent German workers, I address you all today. When I speak to you today, and in doing so address millions of other diligent German workers, both men and women, who contribute so much to our nation, I believe I have a more profound and legitimate right to do so than anyone else, given my unique position and experiences. I have grown up from among you. I have stood among you myself. For 4.5 years of war, I was once again right among you. And then, through hard work, through learning, and I can say through hunger, I slowly worked my way up. In my innermost being, I have always remained what I was before. However, I did not count myself among those who, at that time, turned against the interests of their own nation. I was convinced that the fate of the nation had to be represented, or else the entire people would sooner or later suffer terribly within the state. That is what separated me from the others, who, in the critical time at the end, turned against Germany. Not only the German people, but the other nations as well, are witnesses to the effects of this treaty. The theory that the victor and the vanquished must now remain in their respective positions for all eternity. This theory led to new hatred in the world, to perpetual unrest, to insecurity, to mistrust on one side and resentment on the other.
Whew, my goodness. When I see this, I'm thinking, wow. Look at this. The one thing Trump don't have is to speak like Hitler. The one thing Trump don't have. Hitler knew how to speak. He was a racist bum and he was a bastard. Yeah, he loves his country. Oh, yeah, he did love his country. But to treat other human being like a garbage because you hate them because they are Jew or because they are black. Oh, man, me and you will have problem. Just like Trump. I don't like Trump. I hate Trump. Oh, yeah, I hate Trump. He's a bum. Same. When I see Trump, I see nothing but fascists. Mussolini. So what Trump don't have, what the rest of these people they had. Mussolini knew how to speak and he knew how to draw the crowd when he's speaking. And Mussolini was speaking about the things that, serious is all. Just like Hitler. Right here, when he's speaking, he's bringing out he's saying some great thing as well. But invading other country because you just want to have bigger empire, a great nation. Come on. Now we're going beyond that. Can you see? They love the Hitler. They love him. German, they'll go beyond the grave just to dig up the grave of Hitler so they can bring him back to life. Or they will do that. Trump, he doesn't know how to speak. Trump, when he speak, he just speak. Trump just speak his mind. He don't calculate. But people, American, drunken and crazy American people, they love him. Drunken and idiot. Even the smart, people, they became idiot. Oh, the day of the reckoning is coming. The day of the reckoning is coming. For America. Oh, America is falling. And he's going to keep falling. America's empire is going to keep falling. Oh, they're still in power. Yeah, they're still going to have that power. That power is it's going down. Yes, and I will be glad to see America go down. I'm not lying. Do you know how when Malcolm X said America is just as hypocrite as German, as the British, as the French, Malcolm X wasn't wrong. America, what they have done to the black that is slave, America, what they did to them? Imagine you are a soldier in World War One, 1914. Harlem in America, Harlem, majority is black. There's a lot of black. Little Africa, black. It's black people in Harlem. They had that organizer. They wanted to prove to themselves that they are equal with the white. But do you know how the white men they treated them soldier? They took the discrimination even in the UK when the soldier in World War One, when the soldier they went to the UK, when they went to the UK, they went to the pub so they can drink. The American soldier, they didn't want the black America to go to the pub to drink. They said it's segregation. Segregation is like they don't want the black to drink with white. But the white British, they said, no, this is not America. They can drink here. It doesn't matter, even if you got in America, you don't like being around black people. The British, they said, they are soldiers, so we're going to drink with them. They brought that racism back to the UK. Imagine. You are black, you're fighting for your country. Because World War One, it was the German. They caused the problem. It was just the German. You have the German causing another problem. And you have black people in America, they're trying to prove to themselves that we're equal to you people. Imagine in that time, do you know how black America they was working? They was working strong, blood and sweat in building industry, agriculture, engineering. Look, a black America, they was doing work. But that work, it was not good enough for the races of garbage, of a bomb of a white people in America. European America, they are disgusting. The birth of racism is European. The Arabic. European. The birth of racism, you got the Arabic and the European. But the America, they colonize the American and they took that racism to America. And it got even worse in America. The murder they have done to the black, to the indigenous people is unbelievable. So when I see Hitler speaking like this, I don't know, for some reason when I see them people, they sitting up rather, they loving Hitler. Can you see? Hitler didn't think he's gonna fall. Hitler did not think he's gonna fall because he thought he's gonna stay in power forever. This is the problem with us greedy people. This is the problem with us greedy people. We tend not to think. When you're treating other people like garbage, you're thinking you're gonna stay, you're gonna stay in the world forever. It don't work like that. No, it don't work like that. No matter how you say, no matter how much you think you will stay in power forever, it don't work like that. German people, they embrace Hitler with his hate. He had so much hate for the, European Jew. Yes, he had hate for the European Jew. And that hate, it drove him to start killing them. Or not that I'm saying he didn't kill the blacks. Yes, he did kill the blacks as well. His war, he did kill the blacks. So let's listen what Hitler is going to say here.
The world was not satisfied, as was claimed at the time. On the contrary, the world has been plunged into ever new disputes and ever new conflicts. And just as insane was the second thesis, that if they were defeated, they must also be destroyed economically, so that the victor would fare better economically. An insane thesis, which, however, runs like a red thread through the entire Treaty of Versailles and ultimately leads to the attempt over the course of 10 years to burden the economy of a great nation on the one hand with unbearable loads and on the other hand, to destroy it as much as possible, cutting off all its opportunities. We then experienced the consequences of how Germany was finally forced to fulfill its economic obligations, to throw its economy more and more onto the export market under all conditions, and how international competition began here, how the political debt was gradually transformed into economic debts. Only natural that many interested parties will oppose this. It is understandable that the organizations which have formed the two classes want to survive, and that these organizations must perish if the fundamental idea is shaken. It is understandable that they resist anyone who threatens to shake that foundation. But in the end, it must be eliminated. You cannot let a whole people perish just because a few organizations want to continue to exist. In the end, a people does not live for theories, not for programs, nor for organizations. Rather, all of these must serve the life of a people. And today we are witnessing the same thing again, but on a much larger scale. The conflict or hatred between nations is being fostered by very specific interested parties. It is a small, rootless international clique that incites nations against each other, that does not want them to find peace. These are the people who are at home everywhere and nowhere, who have no roots in any soil where they have grown, but who may live in Berlin today, just as easily be in Brussels tomorrow and the day after in Paris or Prague or Vienna or London, and who feel at home everywhere. They are the only ones who can truly be described as international elements, because they can conduct their business anywhere. But the common people, the ordinary citizens, cannot truly follow them. The populace is inextricably chained to their ancestral land. They are bound to their cherished homeland, and they are fundamentally tied to the very means of existence of their sovereign state, their beloved nation.
Woo! The man that he understood this. Oh my goodness. He understood all of this. Can you see? Hitler wasn't dummy. He wasn't dummy. He was smart, this man. Whoa! Did you hear that? He understood. And if Africa came in a place to understand what the white man, let me just go back. What the Arabic nation, the Arabic, they have done to the Africa, and the African, they came to understand what the white man they have done to us. Hitler, he understand the moment if you've been stuck, you've been held, you've been pushed in certain way, so your nation they can't grow. You've been banned, so you can't grow. There's no way it forces you to act like this. Now you can see why Hitler, he acted the way he acted. Because he saw why Germans were not growing the way we're supposed to grow. Why we've been forcing just to stay the same. We need to make a difference. And he was like, change is necessary. Yeah, I won't go far the way he went. Start killing people. Like, no, I won't. Yeah, I won't have the hate when it comes to. But he did. He went so far. I understand this, the way he's talking. I understand that African, if we came in a place to understand the pain that it been caused to us, Africa, we can become a great force of nation. But the problem is we bound to the damn religious. Oh my gosh. We are bound to the damn forsaken religious. That's why we're struggling to remove that mentality. The German people, they was not in that damn religious. That's why you can see Hitler was capable to bring, the German around him. By the way, he's Austria. He was born in Austria. Austria, can you see that? He lift up the German by a cruel way. Oh, don't get me wrong. He lifted them up. He gave them something that it'll never go away. But time, it don't wait for anyone. No matter what we do, we all gonna die. Oh, yeah, we will. Good or bad.
People cannot go after them. The diligent farmer is inextricably tied to his fertile land. The hard-working worker is deeply attached to his rugged mountain. If either of their livelihoods goes under, who indeed will genuinely help them in their time of great need? What does international solidarity mean today? It's all just theory in a time when need cries out everywhere and nations must struggle hard just to exist. It was not the intellectual classes that gave me the courage to begin this gigantic task, but I can say that I only found the courage because I knew two groups, the farmer and the German worker.
And Trump don't have that. Can you see Trump said, I'm gonna help the farmer. Or the farmer, what is happening now? Trump is in power. Oh, they're crying. Oh, understand how to love your country. Africa. Oh my goodness. Africa. If you can understand Hitler the way he's speaking, you're farmer and you're an African. Oh, he said it. The farmer, I knew only two groups. The farmer and the German. Oh my Lord, this dude, man.
When a man makes a name for himself through his own efforts, a name that every child in the nation knows, then he doesn't need a title, he doesn't require. I came and took on this significant position with only one overarching thought, to finally put into practical application what I had consistently preached for many years. For I can never truly become more than I inherently am. But I would like future generations to one day acknowledge that I earnestly and honestly tried to realize my program. The present can offer me nothing at all. I think only of the future, and now I wanted to work diligently, and we have indeed worked tirelessly, and in these past 9 months, we have truly achieved tremendous and remarkable things.
You know what? We're gonna carry on. You know, that was Hitler. You know, he's going very hard over there. I like the way he's speaking. Even I don't like the man. You know what? I have no problem with Hitler. You know, I have problem with the killing of the Jew. First of all, we don't condemn that. It's something that we should not. He should not have done that. Even if you hate people, well, they done that to black people. Hitler is not innocent when it comes to black people. Oh yeah, German. Hey, German. Look at Trump. He's a descendant of Trump. His bloodline, he went all the way to Germany and Scotland. Yes, he's German. They are cold people. German. When it comes to colors, man, they are cold people. We just carry on, you know. I like to react on all of this because I believe it's education. This is only for education purpose. So, you know, generation, they can see the people that they came before us, they left. Good or bad, they left. But it's for us to try to make a difference so we can't make the same mistake. Because I believe the moment we ignore the past, the same time we tend to repeat the same thing. And I believe that. I believe that deeply. And the problem I have is us black people, because we tend to ignore what has done to us to try to forgive and move forward. And that's not the way. Forget about the God, the forgiveness, all of that. It's about doing right by us, by our people. To understand you are black, you are African first. Be African. Understand to love your land. Understand your land is you. You was built in the sand. You are the sand. Because we're not going to go back to the stone or whatever. We're going to go back to the sand. We wasn't built in rock. We was built on sand. So we will go back on sand. So Africa, understand that. That sand, that land is yours. Know how to love what is yours. So we're going to carry on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to carry on again with Hitler.
You cannot let a whole people perish just because a few organizations want to continue to exist.